Pedro from A&P-REACTS. I'm here today with none other than the Viking from Warkings. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. I'm good. I think it's been 2 years since we last talked, and I must say you haven't aged a bit.
You can't age. Like, my armor got rusty, but that's all, but you're looking good also. Like, yeah.
Well, thank
So
you. Thank you. I see you upgraded your armor.
yeah, we made this song about this the god of fire and like craftsmanship, Hephaestus. So he was like really excited to hear a song, and so he helped us to improve our armor, and that's what we do. Like, that's what we do. It still got rusty, so I have to talk to him about that. But
Well, but it's obvious that you're definitely a lot more horny now than you were before.
of course, Vikings are known for being horny.
That is a fact of life. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with you. Uh, let's talk a little bit about the new record. So the first album that you guys released, Rebirth, was really the rebirth of all of you, and now this one is the revenge. So revenge towards who?
It's not like that we won revenge. Like the first one, like Reborn, we came back like the Allfather, like Odin, and sent us back to Earth, or like whatever you call him, whatever religion you believe in, God or Allah, whatever, he sent us back. So yeah, and then there was quite some people and creatures down in the underworld that were a little bit pissed that we were gone and they're not. So right now, they want revenge, and this is why we released this record, because we need more warriors all around the world, to help us fight all the evil coming out of the underworld. So that's why we call it revenge.
Oh, so it's a little bit of the other way around. It's not you guys seeking revenge, but others seeking revenge upon you.
Yeah, you can say that. I was seeking revenge on us, and we need help, so to speak. We need allies.
So that is your baseline for your creative approach as far as the content of the record is concerned. Did you guys take a different approach as far as the musical side of the album goes?
You mean on the lyrical side, or
No, the composition side. Did you guys take a different look, or you guys had the formula from the previous record and you decided to just continue what had been done before?
No, not really. Like, it was, like when Reborn came out, and then we went on tour across Europe, and we played a lot of festivals. We were really surprised how, like, well received we are, and how many people knew the songs and they were singing with us. So like, it was really awesome. And we played quite great festivals like Wacken or Tuska Festival in Finland, and it was great. And so we had this. It was an awesome vibe that we have after the summer last year. So we wanted to take this energy and create new music. And on the other hand, we wanted to make it, we want to put a little bit more atmosphere in the songs. That I mean, the foundation is metal. It's heavy guitars and riffs and great vocals and sing along choruses. But we wanted to make the songs that you just feel and know what the song is about. It's not only if you read the title or read the lyrics, so that you have to feel it. Like, this is about the crusader, and like how it is, working through the desert in a foreign land. And on the other hand, like the Battle of Marathon, when the Greek with this surprise attacked the Persians at the beach. So that was our goal. Yeah, that was what we wanted to do.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah, that was what we wanted to put in. Like, just take the vibe and the energy, and then on the other hand, make it a little bit more atmospheric. That it's like a full experience for the listener. Yeah, like, like, okay, this is going to be awesome, and this is going to be about this topic or another one. So that was our goal, and we're really really satisfied how it went down.
I've heard the album already, so I really feel what you're saying, because I thought that was one actually of the main components that changed from the previous record to this record, was that more atmospheric sense that the songs had. I felt like you guys captured the style of the song, the lyrics of the song, the story that you're telling, more into the music that surrounds everything else. And I felt that, to me, that was an absolute highlight of this record. So I feel if that was the goal, you guys achieved it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I'm really lucky like that you feel the same, because that is what we wanted to achieve. Yeah, like, you wanted to not only to tell a story with the lyrics and then have some great guitars in the song or something like that. Also, like, we want to tell the story with the music, and on the other hand, it's metal, and we have like the Crusaders, really great guitar players. So we wanted to, like, guitars are the basement of our music. So we wanted to put the guitars up front.
Yeah, you guys definitely did that. He definitely shined on this record. I feel like there was a huge spotlight on him on this album. He has really one of the more predominant roles as far as the sound is concerned.
Yeah, on one hand, like, it's, we listened, like, last year when we were back here on Earth, we listened to kind of a lot of bands, and then we realized, like, a lot of, like, modern power metal bands, it's like the guitar is not their main focus. So we thought, no, we metal, we like heavy metal. We want to, the song is based on guitars, so this is what we wanted to do. And he improved his skills a lot. He met a lot of great guitar players up in Valhalla who teach him a lot of tricks. So yeah, we just put him up front on the line, and I think he delivered really great.
You mentioned earlier a little bit about how successful the debut record was and all the touring you guys did. You guys really broke down the gates of Valhalla, and you guys came out. I was going to say guns blazing, but perhaps more swords on fire. It was more the approach that you guys took. Did that provide you with ammunition for this album, but at the same time a little bit perhaps of pressure to deliver as good of an album on this second time around?
I would say like, we took the energy, like, we didn't know what to expect, like I said before, and it was great. It was just great, to see all the people sing your music and your songs and something you put your heart in, and we just took that energy, and I don't know, I would not say it's pressure, because there's no pressure when you're dead. What should happen? We can't die again. So we just do what we like, and we want to tell more stories, about the past. This time we have a little bit different stuff. We wrote a song for our warriors, for our shield maidens. We wanted to sing with them, and then we have a song about some allies we made here on Earth, like Vlad Tepes. Maybe you know them as, he's known as the Impaler, or more famous as Dracula. And yeah, so no pressure. No, I don't think it's pressure.
You guys did a magnificent job with Reborn, absolutely magnificent. And now you guys have spent even more time in Valhalla, not only with great warriors, but obviously with great musicians. So was there anything during the making of this new album that was a new challenge that perhaps you had to go and ask some guidance from those great minds, great presences that you have in Valhalla with you?
No, I don't. Yeah, it's both. Like, you meet all these great people and they tell you great stories, or you meet these great musicians and they show you some tricks, and you take everything like a cook. Like, you take the best ingredients, and I think this influenced us throughout the whole record. Like, we met this really cool guy called William Wallace. He was a Scottish Highlander, a warrior, and he told us his story about how he fought against the English, and then he got betrayed and died. And so we wrote this song "Freedom." That's the opener of the record. We wrote this song for him, about his fight. And yeah, maybe you can say then that at that point, we realized, okay, we have to put, like, more into the music than only that what we are as a band, the 4 persons. So this is where maybe the idea came up to, like, put more atmosphere in the song. So we added some bagpipes, because they played the bagpipes, and this is where this idea started. But yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned Freedom, because that's one of my favorite songs on the album. And in my opinion, it felt just a little bit like a leftover track from Reborn. It had a lot of the same characteristics, but then it started to kind of merge into this new, more atmospheric approach that you guys have on this album. Was that the reason why you guys slotted this song so early into the record? Because it has a little bit of a foot in the past, but also a foot in the present?
You could say so. It wasn't a leftover. It was written like because all the songs were written like we started last summer writing this stuff. But you're right. The song had this vibe, so this is why we thought this is like a great opener. Like it's straightforward heavy metal. It's a great riff and fast drums, and it's a great sing along. And yeah, you could say that's why we put it at the first song. But it wasn't a leftover. Maybe it got this vibe from the last record, most or more than the other songs.
Yeah, it definitely has that vibe. I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if this was something that for some reason didn't make the previous record and you guys had it in your back pocket, or if it's something you work out new for this album.
No, we're not that good. We can't write like 20 songs and then it's not easy to write songs with 3 other warrior kings. So it's always like everybody wants to have his story up front. So it often ends in fist fights and then in drinking again. And so, yeah, the songs that are on that record are the songs that we wrote, and that's it. And if we do, or hopefully we do another one, and we write new songs.
You guys are surrounded by great history, and I felt that you even incorporated a little bit of that history, at least the history of heavy metal, into this album. And the way you structured the record, it had a very classic style structure with side A, side B, Banner's High being the track in the middle that really breaks the album into 2. Was that a conscious effort when you guys were putting the songs together, or is just kind of how it ended up being?
I don't know. We not thought about when we put it on vinyl. We realized when the label said the record is also coming out on vinyl, then we realized that it perfectly fits on the 2 sides. But it's just for us, it's the best way how it feels to have the song played after one after another. So yeah. So we tried different stuff, and that was the best. It felt, like you said, with this kind of ballad. Don't tell that to the Crusader. He doesn't think it's a ballad. So he put a lot of work into it, and he's like, "That's not a ballad." Yeah, it kind of breaks it up really nice, and then with Mirror Mirror, which is another faster song, it starts again. But it was just the feeling of how the songs fit to each other. This is how we put the songs together.
Well, just tell them it's a power ballad. So it's not just a ballad; it's a power ballad. So it has some power in it.
Yeah, I would tell him that. The label came, the guy from the label came, and they're like, "Oh, cool, you have a ballad on this album." And then the Crusader said, "What album are you listening to? There's no ballad." But then like you said it, and some other people also great, you have this ballad in the middle of the record, and he went crazy. And yeah, it's not a ballad. This is the song we wrote for the fans, Banner's High, sing with us together on the concert. This is about the feeling we had when we played all these great festivals and the tours, and so we wanted to give something back, and we had this idea of the flags in the crowd and all that stuff, because we have our flags on stage, and this is why we wrote this song, and it turned out to be that way. But it is like a power ballad, but
yeah, it's tell them it's a power ballad. That will make them feel a little bit better, I would say.
I would just stop with power. I would say, hey, it has a lot of power ballad.
yeah. Just put an extra long pause in there. That's probably the best way.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's the best way. And you mentioned you guys are 4 warrior kings, so there's a lot of great minds. There's a lot of big egos. How do you guys manage that? Like you said, sometimes there's a little bit of battling in terms of who gets their story, who gets their song first, and fighting for juggling for position. How you guys are able to manage that, all those big personalities?
Like you said, it's 4 egos. You have the biggest ego, that's the Roman tribune, because he's a Roman tribune. He's not stopping to tell us that he's a Roman tribune and that they were the greatest, had the greatest soldiers and all that stuff. And then we always remind him that he died in the Colosseum, so it wasn't that great. But it's just it starts with a normal discussion, and then it turns to a fist fight, and then we realize you cannot hurt each other because we're dead. So then we continue with drinking, and then at the end of it, somebody has his topic. You know, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's just the song feels like, okay, this song needs to have this topic. Like we have this song, Azrael, and it had this Oriental vibe to it. So we're like, okay, Crusader, you're gonna tell your story about what happened down there in the desert, so during the Crusades, and so that was easy. There was other songs like Freedom was easy because we wanted to write this song for William Wallace. But there's other songs like you have to discuss because everybody wants his topic first or to tell his story first. So yeah, but in the end, everybody gets his, how you say, piece of the cake.
Yeah, everybody gets their 5 minutes of fame, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we're all into this together. So if you're on stage and then the people are singing your music, then it doesn't matter.
I picture you guys doing rock paper scissors to figure out who gets their song played first.
Yeah, maybe. That's the only thing that works. I cannot. If I stab the Spartan, he's not going to die. So we have to find a way. So you can say so.
Yeah, a more creative way. And you touched on a song called Azrael. I actually, to me, that's one of my favorite tracks on the album. It's absolutely magnificent. I thought you guys were able to capture the power, the strength that the song has, but also the atmosphere of the storytelling aspect of the track. Was that a complicated track to put together as far as bringing all those pieces in?
It was a kind of a mix. We had this. First of all, the Crusader showed up with this great guitar riffs he had, and during the process of writing, we realized, okay, it has this like Oriental vibe, so we wanted to put something more in it. So we asked around in Valhalla, and they had these singers from that time period, and they know them, so they worked with us. So it was a little bit complicated because to tell them what we wanted, but they put it like it was a really great outcome. So, yeah, that was maybe one of the songs that we put a lot of more work in than other ones.
Do you have a personal favorite track on this album?
Of course, Odin's Sons. Guess why? It's about.
I was waiting to see which one you were gonna say because that to me was the obvious choice.
Yeah, for me, like Odin's Son, but I also, I like. I played on the record, so I like all the songs. But Odin's Sons it's like, yeah, it's about the way of the Vikings, and also we have the Queen again, doing guest vocals on this song. This is great. She's always like, it's really great and dangerous to work with her, and I just love this song because it's about the Vikings, so I love it.
That actually segues into the next point that I wanted to mention, which was the Queen of the Dems. The second album you guys released, she's featured on this album again, as she was in the previous one. What is it specifically about her that really intrigues you guys and allows you to bring her in to be featured on one of the songs?
She's a vampire queen from the seventh circle of hell, so that tells it all. So it's very dangerous to tell her something she doesn't like. So and we forgot the spell to cast her back. So we couldn't find the book. No, but to be more honest, is like, she came with us on tour because we couldn't cast her back to hell. So we said, okay, let's go on tour together, and that was like it was like great, And you have this vampire queen, like it's dangerous for all the people because she likes drinking blood and stuff. So hard nowadays, in the modern world to find someone who wants to die. But, we just love her vocals. We love the way she is on stage and everything. So we asked her again, like, hey, you want to come and do something? So it was a massacre in the studio, but it turned out great. And yeah.
I feel like she's the kind of soul or evil spirit that always delivers.
Yeah, of course. That's that's just her. It's just like, you give her the song and she just does her thing, and it's like it's great, and it fits the song. That was also one thing. We had these songs, and we're like everybody like in the band was like, okay, this song we need to ask her if she wants to do some vocals because we all felt it would fit great in there. And of course, it's nice to have her in a song about the Vikings. Last time the Spartan had the Joker.
Is there anybody else in Valhalla that's been knocking on your guys' door and asking for perhaps a little bit of a cameo in one of your tracks?
You know, we met a lot of people, but like, let's see what happens. You know, when it feels good at that moment, we're gonna do it. You know, like there's no plan. Like you can't have a plan with like 4 Warrior Kings and everybody wants to be the biggest one. So it's like we just let it run and see what happens. And if it fits and the idea is good or it's nice, then we do it. If not, we don't do it.
This year, with everything that's happening in the moral world with this coronavirus, and I know you guys are immune because you're dead already, so it's not like anything can really happen to you guys. But it seems like everything is being grinding to a screeching halt. Does that mean you guys are going to be spending a lot more time in Valhalla during this year?
Yeah, we're just hanging around there. Like we wanted to start doing concert. We had some great festivals coming up in the summer. And like the Summer Breeze Festival, like I thought you were supposed to be there too.
Yeah,
and
I was coming.
And and then they told us, yeah, you can go. And then we're like, why? And then they told us there's this virus, and we're like, okay, who cares? We're dead. And then we tried to get a hold of Loki because we thought he was going to play with he was going to play some tricks, but then we heard it's really serious, and yeah, everything is put on hold, and we hope we can go back soon and play concerts. And yeah, right now we started to throw ideas around for new songs because there's nothing else you can do except for drinking and eating and singing. And so we started to write. Yeah, you can say write. Maybe we do new songs. Let's see how this year works out. Nobody knows, It changes.
Yeah, everything is ever changing, right?
And it changes like every couple of weeks, and then like every country has different rules on that. Like 2 days ago, they told us that there's maybe one of the festivals that we're supposed to play. I think it's in Austria. It's maybe happening, but I don't know. This can change like next week, and we are supposed to go on tour in January, February, and hopefully we can do this. But right now, nobody knows, and nobody can tell you what is happening.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an insert time, that's for sure. You're really not sure what the future holds and what's coming around the corner. Have you guys thought during this time period? I don't know what the possibility is. I don't know how the Wi-Fi connections are in Valhalla, but have you guys thought of perhaps a live stream or anything along those lines? It seems like everybody's doing that. It would be kind of cool to see something's coming straight out of Valhalla.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, we thought about it. To be honest, we talked about it, and then like on the other hand, we were like really busy, like preparing the release of this album and all that stuff. And yeah, maybe we do it like in autumn. We talked about if we do it, then we do it right. So we want to set up a real show with all the stuff we have on stage and everything, and but like you have to adapt. And if the situation doesn't like change soon, I think we're going to do something like that. But like it was just like ideas, and we talked about it, and then we heard like other bands are doing it, and let's see. You have to adapt. I heard that they do concerts like with like cars instead of audience, so
yeah,
that's good. I don't know if that feels good to play in front of a lot of cars, or if that.
Yeah, it seems a little bit strange. Maybe if it was, I don't know. I find the playing in front of the cars perhaps is a little bit weird. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
And I think the experience is I can't. I don't think it's the same. You want to sing with your friends and like stand together and all that stuff, and you can't do that in a car. Like you're gonna wave to your neighbor. So yeah, see, we will talk about it, and then but if we have a cool idea and we can like really like do it the way we want it, we will do it.
I think a concert straight out of Valhalla would be absolutely incredible. I think it would be the first time ever that that a live stream concert would come from the underworld.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Like, yeah, and everybody can see the halls and all the great warriors up here. So yeah, so maybe we invite some on stage. Let's see what happens.
I have one more question for you, and perhaps the most important question of them all. Who's the greatest Viking, Ragnar Lothbrok or yourself?
That's a good question. I would go for myself, but I know Ragnar. So Ragnar was really great, really, really great. So I think all Vikings are great. So that would be the best answer. All Vikings are the greatest. So there's no competition between Vikings.
And anybody else?
Yeah, maybe the Spartan, because he thinks he's the greatest warrior of all time. But that's Spartan. They always think like that, you know.
Yeah, they're too big on themselves, I feel.
Yeah, but you try to tell him.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay away. I'm not even going to talk about ballads or anything like that. I'm just going to completely stay away.
Yeah, but maybe we see each other on the festival next year, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm really hoping that next year this whole thing, I know for you guys it's not an issue, but for me, just a plain old human, this virus is a big deal. So hopefully this thing gets sorted out. And next year I'll see you guys at Summer Breeze or another festival in Europe. I'm really hoping so.
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate your taking valuable time out of the things that you do in Valhalla to come and chat with me about the new record. Once again, Warkings, new album out, Revenge, July 31st, Napalm Records. Pick it up. Expect great things because you guys are going to deliver great things with this album. It's absolutely magnificent.
Thank you. And thank you for your time. So see you next.
See you in a couple of years, or maybe next year if we're lucky.
Maybe next year, maybe in a couple of years, whatever. Time doesn't matter.
Yes, I agree with you. Take care.
Take care.